You read about this a lot in the media and so on about, this control in China and it's all controlled. It is controlled, but there is a reason for that, and that is to preserve stability and the growth of China on such a scale. Think of the upheaval to people's lives when things change at that speed, at that scale, and the fact that with that number of people, they've managed to keep this ship sailing peacefully and with generally a lot of stability is something the whole world should say, that's pretty good for everyone, right? An unstable China would be disastrous for all of us, especially now with supply chain and manufacturing and so much of that rooted here. You imagine if the Chinese supply chain collapsed overnight. Yeah, can you imagine the impact? Just the cheap goods that come out of China, the cost of things, the availability of supply. There's no supply chain. There's no manufacturing supply chain like this anywhere now. If China destabilized in any way, it would hit everybody. Almost everyone in the world would be directly impacted. So preserving that stability is the absolute bedrock of this project to modernize China.
What else foreigners, Westerners don't get about China?
There's a lot in the media, in the Western media about China, which there's a lot of good stuff as well. There's a lot of very well-written articles in the Western media. I mean, the term Western media is so generic. You've got such a range of different media.
Let's say media from UK and US.
Generally, if I'm going to generalize, there's a lot of negativity about China in the Western media. And what I see from somebody who's living this and breathing it from the inside for so many years, it's not that what's written is completely incorrect, but it's the context, or it's like looking at a whole big picture and picking out this. This might be true, but it doesn't explain the whole picture. It doesn't also put forward the context that this happened in. Whereas somebody who's not been here, doesn't understand China, etc., they read this and then they read that again and that again. They start to build this opinion formed by this that, China's like this or China's like that. There are many people in the West who won't even come here. Business people who will not even go to Hong Kong for a meeting. They're afraid.
I mean, they're scared to come.
They're scared to set foot here.
Oh.
So they've got this idea that, it's dangerous and, it's politically so tight that if you're not careful, you're going to get into trouble. You might get dragged off one day. So this is kind of nonsense.
Even business people who travel the world.
There's plenty of people who won't come here for meetings.
Wow.
Yeah, especially some of the Americans. I've seen it with my own clients. People who, they jump onto this sort of media portrayal and they build up a picture which is not entirely accurate. It's not, it's not black and white wrong, but it's not very representative. So I think, let me put it another way, a lot of people who do finally come here, it's very common for people who do come here and work and spend time here to go, well, this isn't what I expected. Really, I really expected something different. And now I've been here for 3 months. This doesn't really resonate with what I thought before I came here. So this is one thing. I think, secondly, sort of the convenience of day-to-day life here. What China's managed to do in the last, especially 10 years, is really integrate technology into day-to-day living. So now with your phone, your WeChat, your apps, you can kind of do everything. Right? It's been cashless for many years here, but organising your life, your tickets, your this, your that, it can all be done on a screen now. Transport, I came back yesterday from Hong Kong, it was an hour on the high-speed train. It was so seamless, the whole experience. Going to airports, getting on planes, it's so different to what it used to be. And I think it's probably, particularly on the scale it's at, it's probably now more advanced in that sense than anywhere I've been. This sort of embracing technology and building that into our daily lives. And that's what they've done very well, in my opinion, here. So this is something that people who arrive go, wow, I didn't expect this. They built 10, 12 kilometers of high-speed rail per day since 2012. That's a lot of railways.
That's a lot,
It's 100 kilometers a week, almost, for the last 10, 12 years.
Some countries are struggling to
build one line. But they can do it here for lots of reasons.
I'm originally from Russia, and in Moscow at some point they like Moscow developed like big time, maybe like start developing 15, 20 years ago. And some of the events that happened, it was like so it was a lot of like shops, small shops, some of the private shops all over the town. And then overnight, they just cleaned it up. They actually physically, they removed, yeah.
Because they were illegal or what?
Part of them was legal, part of them was illegal, but they wanted to clean up the city and just, organize it, and they just did it. It's impossible to do it like in the US, for example. In the US, you know why the railway system is not developing? Because they cannot agree with all these small little towns and all their property real estate owners like to get out of their way.
Challenge it. Same in England, yeah, exactly.
But here, on one hand, it's like it's not the democratic country, but on the other hand, it's so effective, like with their decisions and with the execution.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Absolutely. Getting things done in China, things happen very quickly here. To build a Chinese airport from start to finish is quicker than just the planning for an airport, even in India.
Yeah.
Right, this is what I've read. So yes, they can come up with an idea, develop it, execute it, deliver it very, very quickly. But it also comes at a price. It's not, what you talked about in terms of sort of, in the US, UK, individuals relatively have more say on this. So here it tends to look, which is not necessarily a bad thing, at the majority.